Yes, it's finally time for that story. The hair story. Or as I like to call it, the I might have lost my mind story. Hi, this is Nora, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how I bleached my hair at home. This is Own Your Shine, where I make questionable life choices so you don't have to. Today we're going to make some mistakes. I'm gonna bleach my own hair at home using box bleach, Brad Mondo, I'm sorry. But I couldn't get a hold of anything else. We don't have Sally's in Sweden. To my hairdresser, I'm also sorry. I know you've worked very hard on my hair and I do like the work you've done, but I'm gonna blame the pandemic madness on this whim that I'm having. First I brushed. So I don't really know what I'm doing because I've never bleached my hair at home. I've colored my hair a few times, but that was a long time ago and I had my mom do it at the time. This time I'm gonna try and do this by myself. I never thought I would do this. Honestly, I thought I had watched too many Brad Mondo videos to ever try and bleach my hair at home. But apparently, that was not the case. I did this, yes, okay. So the story is that my boyfriend wanted to make his hair blue. It's a long story. His boss challenged him. We won't go into that. But I bleached his hair at home twice and then I made it turquoise and it turned out amazing. So at that point I thought, you know, I'm practically a pro at this. This was easy. Wrong. Bad idea. Terrible idea. There's a difference between my boyfriend's hair, which is like maybe this long at its longest point, and this mess that you see right here. Yeah, quite a big difference. And I should have calculated for that, but I did not. The background to all of this is that I've been trying to get my hair lighter for a long time now. I've been going to the hairdresser for a year and a half and she's been bleaching like highlights into it every single time, trying to get it lighter a little bit at a time so that it stays healthy. But basically it would never turn as light as I wanted it to, and I wanted it to be light enough that I could have pastel colors in it, which means it has to be really, really light. But she was being cautious when she was doing my hair, which I completely understand. But when I saw what the bleach did to my boyfriend's hair, my boyfriend's unprocessed hair, I thought, you know, I'll just give it a shot. I'll do it at home and get it light enough and then I won't have to pay, you know, a fortune every time I go to the hairdresser, and I will get my hair as light as I want it. I blame 2020 for this mess. Just to be clear, I am not a hair care professional. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just watched a few YouTube videos and then I just went crazy. This is not a tutorial. Please do not copy me. Please do not do what I do. Before I actually bleached my hair, I went back and forth a lot. Like, I decided I'm definitely gonna do it. No, this is a bad idea. It's a terrible idea. I'm not gonna do it. And it went back and forth like that for a while until I finally decided, you know, I'm gonna do it. This channel is all about trying new things and failing and messing up and not being afraid of all of that. So that's why in the end I just decided to go ahead and do it, and if I failed, well, at least I tried. So like I said, this all started with me bleaching my boyfriend's hair at home, and one box is enough for his hair, but for mine I need more, so I bought 3 boxes and I decided to use foils, which in retrospect was a terrible idea because putting foils on yourself is not easy. And I mean, putting bleach on your own head is hard enough to begin with because it's hard to see in the back of your head, on the back of your head. But putting foils on just took ages, and it meant that some parts of my hair were processing for like over 2 hours. I think some of them went for 2.5 hours, which is a terrible, terrible idea. Never do that. I think with using the foils, I also ended up using more product than I thought I would. So the 3 boxes I bought were not enough. I left my roots out because, like Brad Mondo says, your roots process faster because of the heat from your scalp. so I was doing the ends of my hair first, but I only had enough for like half of my head, the ends of my hair for half of my head, and I used 2 boxes. So I held off on the other box and I bought 2 more boxes, and I continued the next day. Luckily I was off work these days, so I didn't have to go into work with half my hair bleached and looking like a fool. But even with the 2 extra boxes, so I had 3 boxes then, I had enough to do the ends of all the rest of my hair and some of my roots, but not all of my roots. So this ended up being a 3-day ordeal, where on the 3rd day I bought another box of bleach and I did the rest of my roots with some help from my boyfriend, who did the back of my head. Or actually with the roots he did all of them, because in some places it was quite patchy since I'd missed spots and I'd done some of my roots and not all of them, and I just couldn't really see properly what I had done. So he was really nice and helped me out. After I finished the bleaching process, my hair was a mess. Like, it was a hot mess. It was frizzy, it was dry, it was yellow and orange, and some places still a little bit brown. It was not cute. It was bad. There were a few moments where I totally panicked and I just wondered, what have I done? After I did all the bleaching, I was going to make my hair purple, so I used this purple sort of conditioner that I bought in the store, where you just put it in when your hair is wet and leave it in for a bit and then wash it out, and it colors your hair. Of course, I was going for a sort of lavender purple color, like a cooler tone, and my hair ended up being magenta, like bright, flaming magenta. It was so terrible that when I FaceTimed with my mom, she said just shave it all off. Then one of my colleagues at work gave me a recommendation for some products to use, and honestly, they have saved my hair. It was the OGX Bonding Plex, which is a shampoo, a conditioner, and a leave-in treatment. And after I used that once, my hair started to feel like hair again. Like, it was shinier, it was smooth, it was soft, it was manageable, and I started having hope again. It helped me look less like a troll doll and more like, well, my colleague's daughter says I look like a mermaid, so I will take that. That's the story of how I bleached my hair and colored it magenta, but on this channel I like to also talk about what I've learned from my experiences and hopefully helping you guys learn something as well. So I'm going to talk about what I learned from bleaching my hair, and that's not to say that you should be going and bleaching your hair as well. I'll talk more in sort of general terms about what I learned from doing something that I'd been afraid to do for a long time. And I think the first thing is to not expect perfection. I did not go into this expecting perfectly platinum blonde locks. I knew that my hair might break, I knew that it would be yellow and orange, because I know that I have a lot of red tones in my hair. I knew that it wasn't going to be like the perfect platinum result that I would have wanted to make my hair all kinds of pastel colors. So I came into it with a realistic outlook and knew that it wasn't gonna turn out perfect, and it might be splotchy, it might be patchy, and I decided to do it anyway and to accept any imperfections that might happen. Reaching for perfection is something a lot of us are told to do, but it can be paralyzing. So I think that whatever the new thing is that you want to try, just accept from the start that it's not going to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be. You can still get to a result that you are satisfied with, or at least okay with, and then you can learn from that, and the next time can be even better. Number 2 is to push past the fear of failure while also preparing yourself to accept the consequences. One of the big things I'm trying to do with this channel is to condition myself out of my fear of failing and out of letting that control my life and prevent me from doing things that I want to do and trying things. So I told myself when I started this that it was okay if it turned out bad. It was okay if it didn't work out, and if I failed, I would just, it's just hair. I can cut it off, it'll grow back, and it would be fine. Now, I'm not telling you to go and bleach your hair, but whatever the thing is that you want to try, just ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen? And if it does happen, could you accept it? Is it even likely to happen? And Is it irreversible? Number 3 is don't freak out. I totally did. There were several moments where I was completely panicked and thought that I had just ruined my hair. It was a dry, frizzy, horrible mess. If you find yourself in this situation, hopefully not because you bleached your hair, just take a deep breath. It's fine. Most things are fixable in some way. You tried a thing. Maybe it didn't work out. Maybe it didn't turn out the way you thought it would, but you tried. Number 4 is to not let yourself have any regrets. Was this a rash decision? Yes. Do I regret it? Not really. I told myself when I started this that I was not going to regret anything. Even if it turned out bad or horrible, I was not going to let myself regret the fact that I tried it. And yes, like I said, there were moments when I completely freaked out and I thought I'd done something horrible to my hair, but I didn't regret trying. You can be sad or upset that something didn't work out, but also let yourself be happy that you were brave enough to actually try it. And don't let it stop you from trying other new things. Number 5, and the final point I'm going to talk about today, is don't be afraid to take chances. I've sort of talked about this already, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but 5 years, 10 years from now, I'm going to be able to tell the story of how I bleached my hair at home and it was almost a disaster, and then I made my hair magenta by mistake. It's a much more funny story than the story of how I never dared to try it. That's all I was going to talk about today, so thank you for watching me ruin my hair, and all jokes aside, I am actually happy with how it turned out in the end, and like I said, I'm happy I tried it, and I'm going to keep going for a little while and continue making my hair all kinds of colors until I get bored of it, I guess, and then we'll see what happens. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!